Boom! Greetings from YouTubeville. Once again, Danny Savage, Draft Guru. Now, if you like the video, subscribe, give it a like, hit the hyper button. Also, don't forget to click on the notifications so you know when I go live. Mondays suck, but on the bright spot, by far the best beard on YouTube. Alright, so listen. Today we're gonna do the final quarterback rankings. What's up there, Michael Scott? Boom! Thank you for jumping in the chat. I'll be doing my final quarterback rankings for fantasy football for the 2026 season. But once the season starts, it's gonna be a daily show because once the season starts, there's leagues you can join every single Sunday morning for the Sunday games. So that's why once the season starts, this will just keep going on and on. But this is for if you're in a draft with 10 of your friends, 12 of your friends for the entire season. Also, too, there is no reason to have two quarterbacks on your team. None. 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 You can only start one. I've won plenty of championships with Jake Plummer as my quarterback. You also don't need to spend a top 3 pick on a quarterback in fantasy football. You don't. I'm sorry. Also, too, if you're playing in a league where a passing touchdown is 4 points, I can't help you, bro. You might as well be driving one of those steam engine cars from the 1800s, bro. So that's what it is. So let's see. I got 18 quarterbacks for you. Also, too, if you're playing in a league with like 14 guys, 16 guys, just because you want to be friendly, you should not be playing. Or if you're playing in an 8-man league, come on, bro. 10, 12 max teams. All right? All right, so we're going to start off. I got 18 quarterbacks for you, bro. You like that, right? Josh Allen. He can beat you with his arms. He can beat you with his feet. Negative, he does turn the ball over. Also, you have to think about it too. Come fantasy playoffs in Buffalo, it's not the best of weather. So, you also, listen, me too. When I would draft my team, I would even look who they're playing in the playoffs. And the outside teams, the teams that play outside and not in domes, you have to take that into consideration too. But that's just, listen, your goal is to win, the regular season money, and then the playoff money is completely different. But then, in my world, whoever won the playoffs, that's the champ, not the regular season guy. But it is what it is. Deuce. It's an old movie, bro. South Central, I think it was, bro. What's the movie? OG Bobby Johnson. Showing my age, bro. I'm old, bro. All right, 2. I'm going with Joe Burrow because Cincinnati is the Dallas Cowboys of the AFC. They've spent all their money on their quarterback and their 2 wide receivers and their horrendous defense. And Joe Burrow is going to be passing the ball every single game. He's going to be slinging it. Joe Burrow is my number. Deuce. Hoover Deuce. That was a good movie, man. Very underrated. Very underrated. Is that Loco? Just give me the drink. If you watch the movie, you know where I'm coming from, bro. Number 3, might surprise a lot of people. I love the kid. I loved him in college. I loved him since he's been with the Bears, and he has crazy talent around him. I think the Bears are the up-and-coming team in the North, NFC North. And at 3, I got Caleb Williams. When he was at USC, he was not surrounded by great talent. and he extended plays, and the way he played like schoolyard football, running around like that, he reminded me of a younger version of Patrick Mahomes. So I know a lot of people hate on him and shit because he paints his nails. I could care less, bro, as long as you win. But number three, uno, dos, tres. You like that Spanish, right? Caleb Williams from the Chicago Bears, man. At four horsemen, Rome, Georgia. Only three people live there. Only like three people are probably going to get that promo. Now, now, let me say this again. This is fantasy football. This is not real football. I've said it from day one. This guy's never going to go to an NFC championship game. This guy is never going to win a Super Bowl, but he is a great fantasy quarterback. And I've said it all along. And the fans just eat it up. Because in a way, fantasy football has killed a lot in the NFL because fans don't care if their team wins 9 games. Oh, my quarterback got me 40 points. You know what I'm trying to say? They don't care. The Super Bowls don't count. People don't even care about it. David, what's up, David 40? Do you want to come? No. Like, so many people got invited there, but yo, why not? You know what I'm trying to say? I could have provided, you know what I'm trying to say, armed security, you know what I'm trying to say there, but a lot of messed up shit happened there. They're saying he's having a fun time where he is now, but I still, my how can I phrase this? How can I phrase this? I couldn't be bought for the money that you would offer me to provide armed security there. You know what I'm trying to say? But it seems like every celebrity it seems like if you weren't there, you were a nobody. Everyone went there, but no good. You should cut off your beard. No, hell no. Best beard on YouTube. But I appreciate your input. All right, so that was funny though. Like I said, this is fantasy football. Dak Prescott is my number 4 quarterback because it is fantasy. Fantasy, it is. You guys like the video? David, you like the video? Subscribe. Give it a like. You can talk about whatever you want here, bro. I shout out everyone. Dallas, if you think Jerry Jones paid $500 million for Dak Prescott, paid CeeDee Lamb, Pickens, I think's tag is $26 million, and word on the street is he's going to get tagged again next year, if not traded. If you think they're paying all these wide receivers to hand the ball off to an injury-plagued Javonte Williams, and look at Dallas's running back situation. Jadon Blue has shown nothing. Phil Maffa has shown that he's made of glass. You hit him once, he goes down. Israel Abanikanda is probably going to make he's going to be on the practice squad. Malik Davis is probably running back too. So, like I said, Dak Prescott, and like I said, the fans don't care if they lose 35-17, 35-24, but Dak Prescott is the king of fourth quarter touchdowns. He is the king of garbage point touchdowns. But in fantasy football, who cares? Who cares? Because it's fantasy, and all you care about is points. That's why he's number 4 on my list. Number 5, Drake May, the Patriots. But I also gonna say, asterisk, they got better influx of talent in the wide receiver room I still think Mike Vrabel is a run first, pass second coach. We're going to find out this year. I honestly think that's kind of high. 6, Jalen Hurts from the Philadelphia Eagles. Now that the fact that he doesn't have to force the ball to Brown, he has his wide receivers, he has a young tight end and Eli Stowers out of Vanderbilt. I mean, God, it's on his last legs. I think now that he is no longer has to force the ball, you're going to see him there. Let's see, who else? Hanya, what's up, bro? You know me. I know you. Yeah, what's up, bro? Whatever. Hanya. Thank you for jumping in the chat, man. 18. Boom. Thank you for jumping in the chat. If you like the video, subscribe, give it a like. I like that you just took time out of your day to jump in the chat, bro, while we're talking fantasy football quarterbacks. Number 7 might surprise some people. Jackson Dart from the Giants. Am I saying he's going to be launching the ball 90 yards? No. I see Isaiah Likely to get a hell of a lot of targets. I see their other tight end, Theo Johnson, who was a beast at Penn State, to get a lot of targets. And I see both of their running backs getting a lot of targets coming out of the backfield. I got Jackson Dart at 7. Hey, it is what it is. Like I said, there is no need to spend an early pick at quarterback. You can win plenty of championships taking a quarterback in the 8th round, 9th round, 10th round. You want to load your team up with running backs and wide receivers, but mostly running backs. Your entire bench should be running backs because that's the only position you cannot get during the season. At 8, we got Trevor Lawrence from the Jaguars. They're saying Travis Hunter is going to play more wide receiver this year. If you go to my pre-draft rankings and you ask me where I had Travis Hunter on my corner list, I didn't. Travis Hunter, in my opinion, is too small to play corner. If anything, you have to play nickel. And when I saw Elick Eyemore, this kid from Stanford, rip him for like over 200 and like over 225, and just ragdolled him, I'm like, yo, he's too small to play corner. Can he be a decent, good wide receiver in the NFL? Yeah. But also, how many years did Deion take off of his career in the NFL by making him go both ways in college? Jar Jar Binks, what's up, bro? Hopefully Joe Milton plays another good game so his trade value goes up. I'm going to be honest with you. If Joe Milton plays another good game, I'd want to keep him. Dak Dakota's due for an injury, but in all honesty, Dallas is going to sign Dak Prescott again because the fan base wants it. So I can see if somebody's going to. But I wouldn't give him. I think Dallas traded away like a 7th from him or something like that. So unless someone's going to offer you like a 4 or a 5, which, yeah, that's great. But I don't see that happening. And then how about they trade him for like a 4 or a 5? They're not getting a 4. Let's say they trade him away from a 5, and then he turns around and he's a monster then on another team. A lot of times quarterbacks develop much later in life, but whatever. At 9, Matthew Stafford from the Rams. Weapons all the way around. I would just be a little bit like careful with this because Ty Simpson has looked really good in the preseason. So if Stafford goes down, you just got to be prepared to snatch him up. And you got to be really careful. Everyone blows up these preseasons. Bro, there should be a preseason Hall of Fame. Because there's guys that blow up every preseason and then they do nothing the entire season. So let's slow down before putting people in Canton. You got to see it in the regular season. Now, everyone got this next cat crazy low because he's coming off a knee injury. But at 10, I got Patrick Mahomes. Now, you know, unless you're in a draft where there's a Kansas City Chief fan, you know he's going to take Patrick Mahomes early. But he's coming off a knee injury. You can get him so late. That is crazy, crazy, crazy good value, in my opinion. Where there was years, he was like a top 5 quarterback. So for you to get him, even when I drafted fantasy, I look at upside and value. I hate overpaying. So then at 11, I got Bo Nix out of Denver. I love his running back situation this year, but just to have in the back of your head, just this is the way I think. Playoff time, bad weather. That's just something to think about. But get to the playoffs first and then worry about that second. At 12, I got Jared Goff. He's still going to be slinging the ball left and right this season. I know they run the ball a lot, but I got Jared Goff for the Detroit Lions at 12. At 13, I like this kid a lot, man, at 13, because he can beat you with his arm, he can beat you with his legs, and he plays in a hot weather environment. And he's going to have crazy numbers early in the season when it's 105 degrees in Miami. You have no idea. D-line is easy to play to run. But to play the pass, to be rushing the passer every single down is brutal. And now on top of that, you add a running quarterback. At 13, I got Malik Willis for the Miami Dolphins. They do, I mean, if their O-line can come together, they've thrown so many picks at it. They drafted Proctor, and thank God they put him at left guard, who I said Caleb Proctor was a guard and not a tackle. Thank God. But it's amazing, though, too. They got Patrick Paul from Houston at left tackle. And there were so many draft guys that said, their exact words was, oh, he's horrible. He can't pass block at all. At 14, I got Jordan Love out of the Packers. But I got a bad feeling that they're going to have a down year. But that is good for your fantasy team. When your team is bad, he's going to be flinging the ball all second half. And let me tell you, if you get to like the 8th, 9th game of the season, and they're like, let's say, their playoff hopes are dim, Michael Parsons ain't even going to come back. He's a prima donna. Nick Saban was right. He offered him a scholarship at Alabama as a running back, not a linebacker. But I think he's going to be slinging the ball in the second half. That's why fantasy football and regular football is completely different. Here's a kid, everyone's blowing him up, but besides his 2 running backs, I don't think his skill positions is that great. I also think his mother's going to tell him not to be running as much as he's done in the past. And that's Jaden Daniels from the Washington Commanders. He's coming off a brutal injury, man. Definitely brutal injury. And I would hate to see the kid become RG3 2.0. I hope Dan Quinn relies more on the running game, but he still can use his feet. And bro, you can get. I'm sorry, I've seen fantasy football lists where they got this kid a top 5, and I just don't see it. 16, Brock Purdy. You know, they went out and got him some wide receivers and Stribling. Evans has seen his best. His best ball was behind him. But I also don't think. Listen, he's a good quarterback. He's not going to win you the game. He's not going to lose you the game either. But do I think he's going to go out there? Can you ask Brock Purdy to go out there and sling the ball out 50 times a game? If you do, you're in trouble, man. At 17, I got the midget, Kyle Murray, for the Minnesota Vikings. And yo, he's somebody that could fly up this list because yo, he has Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison at wide receiver, Hutchinson at tight end. He's surrounded by talent. So all he has to do is, because he can't see over the line, is just roll out and throw the ball downfield, and hopefully Justin Jefferson and Addison go up and get the ball. Or when everyone is paying so much attention to Addison, Jefferson, and Hutchinson, TJ Hutchinson, the tight end, he's not afraid to take off with his little legs. So at least he's going to get you some rushing yards too. Bingo, bonus. 18 is my last fantasy football quarterback, and I think this kid he's an older cat. Older cat playing on a bad team, and he's going to be slinging the ball all 4 quarters. And that's Tyler Shaw for the New Orleans Saints, the Aints. They got Kellen Moore as as their head coach. If you followed Kellen Moore's career, I believe he's more of a passing coach. He's like more of a pass first, run second type of coach, if that makes any sense. I don't see the Saints having a good year too. So Tyler Shaw, older cat, he is going to be slinging the ball. So listen, that's that. I gave you 18 quarterbacks, but you should not be in a league with more than 10 to 12 players. That's how I look at it. And there's no need to have 2 quarterbacks on your... There's no need to have a second quarterback on your bench. There's not. Just people are going to say, oh, but what about bye weeks? So just drop someone and pick someone up for 1 week. You're going to carry a quarterback on your roster for the entire season? There's no upside in that. But there's upside for your entire bench being running backs. Listen, I'm going to be coming out with, I think I put out 50 running backs, because I know not everyone, but whatever your bench is, should be all running backs. Yo, Jar, thank you for jumping in the chat. Hannah, thank you for jumping in the chat. Davo, even though you told me to cut my beard off, bro, that's my signature. Thank you for jumping in the chat. Because we all know when you're rocking with the GWO, it's for life. Now, once again, a little treasure hunt secret. I am in a movie on YouTube. If you can find it and put it in the comments, hit me up on Danny Savage Draft Guru on Twitter, and I'll send you a free t-shirt. You got to find the movie, though. Over and out. Peace.